UNLV, Sam Houston State, both teams that were in action in week 0, now going head-to-head here in week 1. UNLV, 10.5-point road favorites, 60.5 the total. Man, Sam Houston State, man, I know it's only one game, but it's pretty rough for them, especially on defense. Once Maverick McIver, and I had the over in that Sam Houston Western Kentucky game last week, once that offense got going, they weren't stopping it. And that defense is totally starting over from scratch this year. Sam Houston State, you would think UNLV can score points because when they got their offense going against Idaho State, and it took a while last week, but eventually they did. Dan Mullen was non-committal to who its starting quarterback would be. We saw both of them play extended stretches in that game. Alex Orji, the Michigan transfer, and of course Anthony Calandria. I think Calandria played better, and I think Calandria is going to end up being the starting quarterback.
I think so too. You see Orji fumble the ball into the fucking end zone?
Yeah, just
God damn.
Unless he's running, he's a mistake waiting to happen. Unless he's got the ball in his hands firmly and he's running with it, he's a mistake waiting to happen. He'll fumble it. He can't throw worth a shit, half the time with accuracy. So, there's all kinds of issues with Alex Orji. I think he is going to end up sticking with Anthony Calandria, the Virginia transfer, as his quarterback. At least watching that game last Saturday, and I saw a good chunk of it, he looked like the better quarterback. So first thought here is over because UNLV's defense looked rough. When you're struggling at home and you're giving up big yardage and big plays all over the place, how many explosives as far as explosive plays on offense did Idaho State have? It was shocking.
Crazy.
UNLV just give up all those big plays. So, and I had Sam Houston circled as an over team coming into the year because they're playing faster. They're throwing the ball more with Hunter Watson at quarterback for Phil Longo, playing much faster than they did under Casey Keeler. So I agree with this total going up. Totally agree with it. 58.5 to 61. My one concern is the weather. We do have a chance of rain for this game Friday night. Again, though, I caution everybody with totals. Rain is not enough to get me off and over. It has to be wind. It has to be very, very heavy rain, and more so
it's got to be like pouring.
Yeah. If it's like a few drops of rain and just a light shower, that's not always going to impede the offenses enough to take you off and over. At least not for me. So definitely over or pass for me. Sidewise, it's tough. I don't know if I want to lay 10. I probably can't lay 10.5 with UNLV on the road until I see more, but I don't want to back Sam Houston either. So it's a clear pass for me from a side perspective. These are two teams I'd rather bet against than bet on. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. But in this line, it's come down. It's Sam Houston here, though, sidewise or nothing. All right. I talked about a little bit we did in the car how UNLV was going to be down. I thought their schedule, we mentioned too, was pretty good for them, where they could probably win 8 games, but at least 7 games. The defense right now, man, they have issues. And they got, 3 or 4 picks off the QB for Idaho State in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They missed 2 field goals.
Not like all their points were methodically driving the football right down the field. Yes.
Yeah, they were down 10-0 quick. So, but they should be able to move the ball. I mean, I agree. I think this, even with the rain, this kind of stood out that it should get there in the end. I mean, there's got to be huge changes to this UNLV in practice and this defense. And Western Kentucky, I thought, kind of did what they should. And it was pretty easy game. Sam Houston, the defense, just looked gutted. There was a time there. It was like 3 straight possessions, but they were up 10-7. Hunter Watson had that 55-yard touchdown run, and they came right back, and they had a couple field goals before half. And then Sam Houston came right back, had that fumble recovery, and they just couldn't do anything else after that. And Western Kentucky gets it. So, but I think Sam Houston's live here a little bit. As bad as they are, they still have Watson. UNLV, the best thing they have, but how do you take of it going against Idaho State? Their running game. Thomas looked really good. He had 2 or 3 huge runs. So, and more of that. And with the rain, that just means more slop. There's probably fumbles, the whole turnovers here, So I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah, no doubt. All right.